Rasa Ride Sharing Company arasa.ca என்ற இணையதளத்துக்கு சென்று the Rasa Drivers app-ஐ டவுன்லோட் செய்து டிரைவர்ஸாக வேலை வாய்ப்பை பெறுங்கள். மாதாந்தம் $4,000 வரை சம்பாதியுங்கள். வணிக நிறுவனங்கள் Rasa இணையதளத்தின் மூலம் மளிகைப் பொருட்கள் மற்றும் உணவுப் பொருட்களை விற்பதோடு வாடிக்கையாளர்களுக்கு டெலிவரி செய்யலாம். தமிழில் தகவல்களை அறியாளையுங்கள். GTA பற்றி 40 ஆண்டுகள் அறிந்து கொண்டவரும் வீடு விற்பனை துறை ஊடாக மக்களால் அறியப்பட்டவருமான சிவா பிள்ளை. 416-854-0005. Taxi broker licensed by City of Toronto. Rasa Ride Sharing Company arasa.ca என்ற இணையதளத்துக்கு சென்று the Rasa Drivers app-ஐ டவுன்லோட் செய்து டிரைவர்ஸாக வேலை வாய்ப்பை பெறுங்கள். மாதாந்தம் $4,000 வரை சம்பாதியுங்கள். வணிக நிறுவனங்கள் Rasa இணையதளத்தின் மூலம் மளிகைப் பொருட்கள் மற்றும் உணவுப் பொருட்களை விற்பதோடு வாடிக்கையாளர்களுக்கு டெலிவரி செய்யலாம். தமிழில் தகவல்களை அறியாளையுங்கள். GTA பற்றி 40 ஆண்டுகள் அறிந்து கொண்டவரும் வீடு விற்பனை துறை ஊடாக மக்களால் அறியப்பட்டவருமான சிவா பிள்ளை. 416-854-0005. Taxi broker licensed by City of Toronto.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, team. We are meeting again Saturday morning, December 11th. As usual, I ask you this question, the $1 million question, how are you going to make million? I'm not asking that today. Today, I'm going to talk about whoever made millions and whoever made money, the award process. I keep repeating the award process every meeting because there are few new agents joined. Last year we did the award night, but the Zoom, not the physical one. In this case, I don't know how many of you guys registered, but I sent the email to each and every members a week ago about process. Again, I want to go through this one. Our Home Life Future Reality award night is going to be on the December 19, Sunday. The members arrivals, I put the time for 5 to 5:30, and you can come in. The bar opening and the food started to serve and everything at 6 o'clock. The guest arrival at 6 o'clock. This time is a pandemic. I am not really sure about the head office arrivals. Head office never missed since 2006. Every year they always come. Andrew Sumaran is the CEO, and broker service manager Joseph Low, and everybody come and appreciate our agents, and they always participate until they stay for the dance floor open time. But this time I'm not really sure because of the Andrew's age and the pandemic virus and everything. I'm not really sure, but the other guests arrival at 6 o'clock. Our award night always start on time. I don't delay the time. I value the times. 6:30, 5 minutes up and down. So other than that, we don't delay. In that case, come on time. This year award specially only for the members, only for the sales agents, not for the families, because we had to limit the crowd. Most of the companies are not doing the award. Most of the companies are not giving the, not having the parties and not having the award, and there are so many things going on about the world market. But our award night is a free of charges for all our members and the staff, but not for the families. If somebody want to bring their wife or husband, no other guest. Especially, we had to get the permission from the office because we must limit the crowd. We must limit the crowd. I know only it's too early. I can repeat the same message. End of the meeting, only more members join. We'll go through this one, but at the same time, award process, we are following the head office standard, head office guidelines. The name of the award based on the head office is starting from the 50,000 mark. 50,000 mark and 50,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to 200,000, the 200 to 275. That's the way the awards cut-off ceiling is there. We follow those one. That's what we had to follow because we are under the franchise company's name. One exception I am doing this year. Home Life doesn't have $1 million award. There are some other companies giving the Hall of Fame or something like that. But at the same time, we are few $1 million producers this time. Anything over 500 is a super elite club. Rather than that one, I am giving the people whoever agents made over $1 million, we are giving the $1 million club. That's designed by Home Life Future, our side. Okay, what's going to happen this week? The Monday, I'm going to send a message. Monday evening, we're going to have office meeting. There's not Zoom, office meeting. I'm doing it. Who will come. I would explain again I want to play the last 2019, last year's Zoom award, 2019 award video, 10 minutes video. And I'm going to explain how the process is going to be, how the award night functions are. The new agents, you are very welcome. Last 2 years, who joined last 2 years, you're very welcome and come and sit down and learn, and you can ask all the questions, whatever you want. That's why I'm going to do it. And what time do you think on a Monday, 6 o'clock or 6:30? 6:30 is better? 6:30. Monday, 6:30. And this year, only for the members award. That's the reason office staff and office and other agents requested. We are bringing the Santa in the 18th, not 19th, not the function, not as usual before, not the function time. We are bringing the Santa. We are paying the money to get the Santa and the decoration in our training center, where I am standing right now, the training center on Saturday, 11:30 to 1 o'clock, 1.5 hours time frame. Any members, you have small kids, you want to bring them and get the Santa, picture with the Santa. The Vettyvel law is sponsoring for the pictures. They are printed, Memory Express print the pictures right away and give you guys in your hand to take it home with the Santa. And another photographer also going to get the pictures and send us an e-pictures for you guys. That's going to happen on the 18th of December at 11:30 to 1 o'clock in our training center. All right. And Sunday, the senior members, you guys know, everybody come to the party hall. Even though we paid the money for the decor, even though we paid money for the hall person to do everything, our members always, you guys come, at least 30, 40, 50 members comes in the morning time and participate and see the decorations and blow up the balloons and the helium balloons and do our own participation. There's a reason, even though we are paying the decor $5,000 to $10,000 or more for the decoration, but our members come and participate. This is the way we are bringing the value of the Home Life Future. We are showing the value of the Home Life Future. We are in one group and we participate. We are doing our own party. All right, this is basically for the Christmas. I'll repeat this whenever I get the chance. Next weekend, I cannot have the Zoom. Kanan asked me to do the business plan on the Wednesday. I'll try to do the business plan. If you guys come to the meeting here before the office, you think office meeting or the early morning time, or other time maybe, about the business plan.
Wednesday evening?
In the evening, before the office meeting?
Before the-
I can even give some education side for the office meeting. Okay, we will inform you that one. We'll inform you that one business plan. You had to have the business plan before January 1st. What are you going to do for after January? Or else for the very first week also, we have some plans to do special training in the January 1st and 2nd weeks to boost you guys for the next year. All right, the award process is there. If you don't have any questions, call me or call Kanan or call the office, Devi, and ask where are you standing, what are the awards, and if you like to come and get the award, you just tell me I'm coming to the award night. That's it. We don't charge you. Every other officers charging separately for the award, separately for the participation of the party. But here we are doing everything from our bottom of the heart to appreciating the agents. Okay, just only single phone call. If you want to get the award, you inform them. Then it's going to be ready. All right. Before we start today, our topic type of properties and what you have to look at for the. Especially I sent out for the rural properties, and we have enough time. Type of properties. What are the inventories we have? Start from pre-construction up to waterfront cottages. And what you as a realtor, what you have to look at it for each and every properties when you show up. There is one nice video we have from one of the real estate lawyer, Mark Weiss leader, and his video for the waterfront properties and the rural properties. And we're going to play that video. We like the video, and I play last year too. And kind of going to play that video. After that one, we'll go through and explain and prepare all your questions. Don't be quiet. Prepare the question. The questions are going to be good for everybody. Okay, we can start to see the video for 7 minutes video for Mark Weisley, the real estate lawyer.
Love having our legal expert in the studio. We have Mark Weisletter, and we've got some great advice regarding cottaging.
Simon, it's great to be here.
As always, buddy.
Oh, it's always great to be here.
Yeah, and we love having you. And you're now talking about when it comes to buying cottages, there's 6 things that you must ask. So I'm going to throw them out there, and maybe you can expand on that. Is that all right?
Sure.
So the first one you're saying is make sure that you get an inspection.
You know, when you buy a house in the city, that's probably the main thing you have to worry about, a home inspection, because the home inspector can get in there, look at everything, and tell you whether it's a good or bad investment. With a cottage, you have to do a home inspection, but that's just the beginning. That's the thing. It's only the beginning. So, of course, you have to have a home inspection of the cottage itself. But as we'll see, there's a lot more you got to be concerned about.
And when we're talking about home inspections in the city, I mean, Simon, we know that they're winter-proof homes. I mean, they have working furnaces, but up in cottage country, I mean, you could have places that are only with a wood stove or are only heated with baseboard heating. I mean, it's very different. So you have to understand what it is you're buying. And of course, banks are very particular about what they'll lend on as well, right? All right, so number 2, is the water drinkable?
That's a great question. You know, you take for granted in the city, you turn on the taps and you drink the water and everything's fine. Up in cottage country, there's 2 things you need to worry about. Number 1, is the water drinkable? And you got to get tests done by the local health department. And number 2, is there enough water coming from the well for normal household use? If your cellar is, let's say, an elderly couple, 2 people, and you're a family of 6, is there going to be enough water for normal household use when all the kids start coming up, using the shower, etc.? So this is why you've got to test both of those things before you buy.
All right. Number 3, how's the septic system? So permit, malfunctions, inspection, pumps, MOE.
You know, again, when you live in the city, you take for granted, you flush the toilet, you're connected to the municipal systems, everything works, other than when we have these terrible storms and everything backs up, as we can all remember. But up in cottage country, every property has their own system. Could have been installed 20, 25, 30 years ago. And the regulations regarding these systems have changed. They're much more expensive to do now. So if a system fails, and they can, then you're looking at maybe $20,000, $30,000. So again, you need a separate system check on the entire septic. And the good news is they're usually local experts who can come to do that for you.
And it's not usually that expensive either. I mean, you can get somebody, I mean, it's really just a visual inspection. It literally takes 5-10 minutes. And if there's no problems, they can see right away. And then if there are problems, now that requires a little bit more extensive analysis. And
the seller may also be able to recommend the person who has been pumping out the system
Absolutely.
and maintaining it for years. That person knows the system, and that maybe somebody, again, who has more local knowledge about the system itself.
And knows it and has been dealing and servicing it. And at the same time, you would want to probably ask for them to pump it out, of course, prior to closing. Just a little suggestion, okay?
And what's dealing with road allowance?
A lot of people don't realize that when your cottage is next to the lake, in most cases, you don't own the 66 feet from the edge of the water up. And so that's typically owned by the municipality, which means that other people can use that area and path and to go swim in the water. And so it's possible that your cottage is actually sitting on land that you don't own. And this is another reason in the cottage country where you may need to see a survey to know exactly where your cottage is. The good news is it is possible in most places to buy this road allowance, but it does mean going to the town, passing a bylaw. In my experience, you're looking at $6,000 to $10,000 to actually acquire ownership of this piece of land so you make it yours.
So we're going to go on to number 5, which is hydro easements.
This is not a usual subject, but if there are hydro poles around your property, it's very possible that hydro has these easements, which may not be registered against title, but still affect your property. So it's very important, and lawyers know where to search to make sure whether or not there are these easements, which again could cause problems if, let's say, you want to build an addition on your cottage and that addition is right in the middle of this easement. And you know, Aaron, you raised a good point about local knowledge. It's very important to use a real estate agent who's local, who understands all these things. They know the guy who does the inspections for the well, for the septic system. They understand the shore road allowance. They've been to the council. They know what's involved to do that. And that's why you've got to use an agent, local, who understands these issues, because they can help you navigate through it.
I think you bring up a great point, because we get, with the access that everybody has to information online right now, it's very easy for somebody to say, hey, I'm looking for a cottage, can my cousin George go handle the deal for me, and then maybe give me a break on legal fees or what have you. And you're right, you don't know what you're getting into. I mean, I know the city, I don't know cottage country. I would defer to somebody like Aaron, and absolutely, it's a very, very critical point.
It was funny, when I did my very first cottage property purchase as a lawyer, I remember that I had to send a letter to the Ministry of Environment to ask about something, and I got a letter back saying, you got to call the health department. So I called the health department. I said, okay, I'm asking about this property, and he said, no, you got to call the Ministry of Environment. So I'm looking at both letters, and I'm not even knowing who to call. So I called the town. I said, what am I doing? Oh, they said, oh, that's Bill.
Yeah.
So I looked in my logbooks, and there was nowhere that said call Bill. But you see, this is why you need someone with the local knowledge to know who to call, no matter what the problem is.
We could save you a lot of time for sure. All right, number 6, access to the cottage. So, of course, year-round zoning, municipal road, right-of-way.
When you live in a house, you just assume you have access from the city street to your house, and they're going to plow the snow in the wintertime. They're going to look after it. In the cottage country, it's all different. You may not have access in the winter to your property. There may not be year-round snow shoveling. The city may say, we are not responsible. So then how do you get to your property? Lots of times there are these easements,
helicopters,
or easements that may or may not appear, and then you get. I've heard of neighbors up there shooting each other.
Oh yeah.
When there's complaints about boundaries and easements, etc. And you don't want to buy a lawsuit. You want to make sure when you're moving in that you have unobstructed, easy access to your property, and this is one of the things you got to make sure.
Yeah, and ask those questions. And I think also when we're looking at listings again on the MLS system or Realtor.ca. The beautiful thing is that on those cottage boards, they'll have those areas where you can see what type of road it is. So it's either municipally maintained, municipal road, it's a private road, year-round access, private road, seasonal. So right there, it's telling you what you're dealing with. Because you can fall in love with the pictures and say, oh my goodness, I want that place. But guess what? You can't go there all year round. It's just not possible. Where sometimes you have what we call road associations, where you can pay a fee, where you're contributing towards the plowing. If that's something that you're comfortable with, then of course you can use it all year round. So you really have to understand it's not like down here where you have the use of the roads and you can get access all year round.
Even in the city, we recommend that people when they're buying, don't be afraid to talk to the neighbors.
Oh, of course.
Talk to the neighbor on one side, talk to the neighbor on the other, and then talk to the neighbor across the street and just get a feel for the area, the neighbors and so on. And I got a feeling that this is even more important when you're in cottage country to find out who are you going to be living or cottaging next to, what's sort of the inside information, and I think you can learn a lot just by doing that as well.
All right. So if you have any questions, of course, regarding cottage real estate or anything else regarding real estate for Mark Weisleiter, of course, you can go to our website, realestatetalkshow.ca, and we'll make sure we pass those on to Mark, and he answers every single one. Don't you, Mark?
I really try to, and I really enjoy the questions that come from viewers. I find them always interesting, and it's a pleasure for me to help.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here yet again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Simon.
All right. Before I go to the rural properties, septic system, water well and everything, I'm going to start with right now as a realtor, real estate agents. What are the inventories we are dealing with everyday basis and what we have to look at it. That's what we are going to start with. And we have enough time to do, enough time for the end. We talk about the rural properties and waterfront properties and other things. Okay, as a realtor, we have a licensed realtor. Our goal to make money. The beauty part is we have the inventories. We are selling it before the house is built or before the construction start. We starting to sell, make money, and until we go to the 100-year-old properties. You can imagine the variety of inventories we have in our hand to make money. For example, I'm going to start with the pre-construction first. But as a realtor, what are you going to look at it for the pre-construction and what are the advice you have to give it to your clients? Okay, for example, pre-construction. Mostly the agents call me and ask me, Selva, how can I get the VIP access? I always ask them, when you want to sell the VIP stand for very important person. How can you become a very important person without only calling me? For example, if you want to get in the access for the pre-construction condos or anything, you have to work for it. You have to builder's office again and again, and you have to get the friendship with the builder's office, and you have to try to sell at least one unit. In that case, they will put your name in the database. When they open up the next unit, you have more access. Try to sell more and more to the particular builder. Try to go there, even though the builders always say everything is sold out. Everything sold out. Don't believe those ones. People who have bought it, and even though they become firm, and they don't pay the deposit after that. They forget to pay the deposit, or they change their mind. They have a cash problem. Can be anything. In that case, the units always come units. In this case, you have to go to the builder again and again. And if you want to get in the pre-construction areas, and you have to ask for it, what are the units available, and try to sell. In that case, your name going to be under the database. Okay, what you have to look at it. That's my training today. As a pre-construction, you're going with the client and selling the pre-construction. Pre-construction as a realtor, what you need to have a sales skill. But pre-construction, you have to have the marketing skill. The marketing, because who is the one selling it? Builder is the one selling it. Who's the one talking to your clients? Builder, salesperson talking to your clients. Everything done by the builder. What is your job then? Marketing is your job. If you do the right marketing, you can get a bunch of people and take it to the builder, and builder will sell and you make money. In this case, what you have to do, your marketing style is going to be, as I always repeat, the real estate industry, you have to have the database. If you have the database, you are following up the database every 15 days to your clients. When the pre-construction comes, you can send out just one massive email to your 500 people in the database. Selling five units is like selling peanuts. It's easy one. It's very easy one. If you have the database, you have to send the your marketing supposed to be right marketing. Okay. The topic is today. What you have to look at it for the pre-construction side. For example, most of the pre-construction side cooling off period is there 10 days. There are some cases the websites and they are introducing all the details and everything. In that case, you may end up buying for the firm deal right away. But most of the time, especially condos, you are still getting with the 10 days cooling off period. What you have to do, once you have the form signed by the builder, you are giving your check. What you have to do, immediately you have to take that to the lawyers. That's the lawyer's job. That's the forms usually come with the long sheets. Still they're using the long sheets forms, and plus 60 to 100 pages. 50 to 60 pages is a very reasonable. Sometimes you can see even bigger one. Then what the fine prints are there. You have to take it to the lawyer, and lawyers are not free to read those papers. You have to pay the money to the lawyers, and you have to ask the lawyers to read and understand what is there, and they will guide you what you have to do for that particular contract you are getting from the pre-construction, the builders. Okay, the major one, lawyers look at it, the cap for the education levy and what's the other cap? Can I remember? Development charges, education levy, and everything. They have to cap it out. Why is capping out? That's a big topic. The city, what is the plan they have to do those areas? That's called development charges. For example, downtown Condo, if they're building it, last 3 years, you can see the new development charges for the Garden Expressway. Of course, the city cannot get the money from the budget. They had to charge us. That's the way they are doing it. Every places, every township, whatever the construction builders charge for the development charges. That development charges go back to the city. That's mean go back to the publics again, the money. But how much you're going to pay, that's going to be there. Yeah, that's when going to the time builder get the permit. They will tell the development charges. For example, condominium corporations, they don't get the permit maybe in advance, they start to sell. In that case, they don't know the development charges, but you have to go to the lawyer and you have to ask the lawyer to readings. Mostly the Scarborough, Markham lawyers, the clients and lawyers are charging very low money. But at the same time, if you go to downtown Toronto, you'll understand they go for the detailed reading or short reading. Based on that one, they charge money. That's one save you lots of money. Even I remember, even my experience beside our office, I don't want to use the builder's name. Maybe that's a violation. The new build beside our office, the end of the closing time, the builder charged $20,000 to $30,000 to the qualified realtors for the properties. Why? Nobody read it. Nobody read the agreement. Even the sewer system going to the holding tank. There's no municipal sewer system. All the houses sewer system go to the holding tank, and they are pumping out from the whole area. Okay, what I'm trying to say, as a realtor, if we are selling the property to the pre-construction property, what's your advice? Immediately tell the client you are buying 500, 600, 700,000 worth of property. Go to the lawyer and pay the money, $500 and $1,000 to read and understand what is going to be there, instead of rather than you getting the surprise in the last minute. Okay, that's the one thing for the pre-construction. What you have to look at it. Plus, the reason you're buying the pre-construction is going to be condo. The finishing time and everything is not guaranteed. It takes 4 to 5 years. That's a separate part. I'm not going deeper on that one. From the pre-construction, we go to the assignment. The next assignment, the government of Canada giving the permission for the assignment. The reason, for example, pre-construction, especially condo, the pipelines takes 4 to 5 years to finish. If somebody buys it from the builder, government doesn't want you to lose the money because any financial difficulties, marriage breakdown, job breakdowns, health issues comes, they can sell the contract to other person. That's a recent government of Canada and including the CRA and giving the permission to selling the assignment. That's means selling the contract. Many people are misusing for the money purpose. They're buying and selling it for the purpose of the money. In case, if you are dealing with the assignment, again, advise the assigner and assignee. Advise the assigner and assignee before you do the assignment. How's the assignment work? You have to learn yourself. Making money in real estate industry, everyone making money in the real estate industry, but knowledge building is very important. If you are dealing with the assignment, I get many calls. This is my first assignment, Selva. I need your help. What you did all these years, if you have a license. I'm telling you, who are listening here right now, learn everything from the pre-construction assignment to under the end in advance, and you have to be ready to shoot when the clients comes. Okay, that's the way you have to act. Okay, assignment. If you are dealing with the assignment, what do you have to look at it with the assigner and assignee? Before you list the property in the system, you have to get the permission from the builder. That's one of the part as a realtor, it's your job to do. And when you are making the assignment of agreement, you may need 3 lawyers. You have to go there and sit down the lawyer and ask the lawyer first. Are you dealing with the assignment? Do you have a knowledge for the assignment? I know I've seen many assignment deals. Before the assignee pay the money to the assigner, lawyers advised to change the contract to the builder. I was dealing with one of the assignment with one of the senior salesperson. Maybe he may be in this group. The clients, you don't believe me, at least 50 emails. I was advising them because our agent doesn't know what to do, but he started with $1 million assignment. The clients was really upset. Before they sued the office, I was involved and I was in the part and cancel the transaction. But that day I'm trying to my job. I'm not a lawyer to cancel the transaction. We are a real estate agent to make money, make the transaction happen. But you need knowledge. Okay, please learn. Assignment transaction from the beginning and until the end. Know the lawyer who know the job. Sit down, cite them, and explain to the assignees how much money they need to buy, what kind of assignment they are doing it. Are they assigned the right away? They are doing the assignment, or end of the closing date they are doing the assignment, or deed transfer. Learn those one. Okay, what you have to look at it. That's a topic today. Assignment I did many times in this class. Assignment I did A to Z. But at the same time, if you are doing the assignment, learn in advance. Plus take it to the right lawyers. Go through everything one by one. Okay. The next one. Now the pre-construction assignment is finished now. Now we are going to start with the resale properties. Okay. When you go to resale, again, there are so many inventories. There are condos, townhouses category has two categories: freehold townhouses and maintenance townhouses, semi-houses, detached houses, and rural recreation properties, industrial properties, farmland, and waterfront cottages. This is what I'm going to touch base today. Okay. Selling the condo. When you start selling the condo, what do you have to look at it as an agent? Do you think you have to look at anything other than the property? Yes, you have a responsibility to look at it. For example, condos are many different kinds. There are some condos that come with only street, very minimum parking. You can see the whole areas. The Eglinton Avenue in Scarborough area and Dixie Vananda in the business area, different areas. That's called as a condo. They already gave the permission for the condo rights before 81. I don't think they can get it right now. But at the same time, it's a condo. But at the same time, what are the fees involved? How many parking is involved? Do they have a parking? Do they have visitors parking? What is the maintenance fees? Do they have a pool? Do they have a recreation room? Downtown condos you go there right now. Sometimes they don't even have a pool, but they have a basketball court. Because whoever live in the downtown, they need exercise. They have to go and play basketball. They need gym. Swimming is other side. Some condos doesn't have swimming. Swimming is an extra luxury. But the gym is important because they're living in the downtown environment rather than they're paying the clubs and everything. You had to look at it for the condos, whatever you're selling it, the client's needs. For other things, is a pet. Somebody have a small cat or dogs, and somebody have even bigger dogs. What kind of pet they are allowing for the condo? that particular condo, what age group people like to live in that particular condo. Some condos only old age group people live. Nowadays, some condos are coming up, even though it's life lease only. And you had to sell it back to the, so you had to sell it back to the condo, that particular management. There are a lot of things that you had to look at it. What you had to do every day, your job to read and learn. And when you are dealing with the condo, if it is a known building, that's fine. If you don't know the building, you must put the certificate as a clause, not a clause, as a condition. You must put the certificate condition and take the certificate and let the clients go and sit down with the lawyer. You educate the clients. First, you educate yourself, please. Don't close your eyes and sell the condos. You educate yourself, please. And plus, go to the lawyer, tell your clients to write it down, 10 things what they need. Do they need a locker? How many parkings they need? Are they allowed the pet? What is the time limit? Security system, what kind of security system is there in the particular condo? Is there any visitors room? Visitors room means some condos, they have at least few units available. The visitors come, they cannot live in the condo. If you are living in the condo, in your lifestyle condo, you are living in downtown, your cousin coming from other country, he cannot live your place because we are living in 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom. They have a rental apartments. Do they have the rental apartment? If you are a different level of person, you are living in the condo, you need a boardroom. Are they renting the boardroom out? Tell your clients to write it down 10 points at least what they had to look at it before they buy the condo. Based on that one, ask the certificate, ask the other agent, and make a transaction. I know the properties are selling like a hot cake, but at the same time, we had to manage the needs, whatever the needs our clients needed. That's what you had to look for when you buy the condo. Condo means, everybody look at the condo means the poor clients looking at it before they go. The security guard going to open the door and they park the car and they go upstairs and they have a pool. Not that happen for all the condos, okay, whatever you sell. Based on the maintenance fees, based on the management side, year of the condos, there are lots of things are there. That's your homework. Maybe today you can write it down, start from the pre-construction, assignment, condos, what you had to learn, go to the YouTube every single day, 10 minutes, learn, buy the books and read. Okay. Next to the condos, we are moving into the townhouses. When it comes to the townhouses, what kind of variety of townhouses are there? Two different kinds. One maintenance townhouse, other one is a freehold townhouse. What is the difference? Freehold townhouse, that means freehold means you have the survey, you don't pay the maintenance fees. It's like a house, but it's a townhouse. Okay, that's called freehold townhouse. You treat like a house, but that economic product. That's, I can say the word based on my accounting and experience of real estate. That's one of the economic product you can buy, the freehold townhouse. You don't pay the management fees. Both side are houses. That means heating cost is less. You have your own parking, inside the garage parking, outside parking. Small families, they want to live economical way. That's one of the best thing to do. Then why is a free? What is a maintenance townhouse? And why we want to pay the maintenance for the other townhouses? There is a reason. Okay, the maintenance townhouses are located in the junctions, in the major intersections and the junctions. That's area. Garbage truck cannot come inside and get the garbage. And there are a few other things. Then the management company is looking after the maintenance for that particular townhouses. That townhouses, why you want to pay the maintenance and live there? Anybody else? Most of the maintenance townhouses, the water is included, insurance included. Insurance today, one of the time insurance, $20-$30. Now insurance is $100 minimum. Water bill, all inclusive in the maintenance fees. The reason I'm telling you, that's the way you can convince your clients to sell the maintenance townhouses. If they say, why am I paying the maintenance fees? What is the answer? You are paying for yourself. You are not paying for the neighbor. Okay, whatever you are paying for yourself. Some maintenance townhouses, exterior is repaired by the management companies. Roof, repair the management company. The seniors live there. They don't need a car. They can simply walk in and get a bus. And the malls and the shops and everything is close by. Imagine one place, guys. Imagine one place like a say, pick one example. The most townhouses I sold, Shepherd and Warden, in my time. Okay, look at the area, Shepherd and Warden or Pinch and Warden area, maintenance townhouses. You need a car? You don't need a car. The subway system is already there, and malls there, everything there. When the roof comes, maintenance fees you are paying, they're going to pay for that. What you had to look at it again, that's the topic today. What you had to look at it today, make the agreement. Again, maintenance townhouses come with the status certificate, go to the lawyer and ask them. One thing you have to look at for the maintenance townhouses, there are two different kind of garages is there for the maintenance townhouses. One garage is attached to the property. You can feel like a freehold property. You can park the car inside and outside. Some maintenance townhouses, underground garages. Underground garage means what? Underground parking. Underground parking always cause water leakage and the maintenance fees go higher. In that case, if you are selling the underground common garages, townhouses, you have to look at the maintenance fees and you have to consult the clients and you have to talk to the lawyers. What is there in the status certificate before you sell. Again, what you have to look at it, the convenience of the clients. The clients have only one car and you want to sell it somewhere else, and the next partner always wait for 2 hours bus. That's not a product you sell. Talk to the client's convenience and ask them to write down the points. Based on that one, you pick the product. The time you picking the product, these are the ones you had to look at it for the product, whatever you sell. Okay. When you are moving from the townhouse, different freehold townhouse and the maintenance townhouse, we are moving to the detached properties. When you go to the detached properties, nowadays detached properties come with lane fees. The different terms they can use for the term fees. Can you Google it for the product fees? The PLOD, somebody asking for that thing is kind of this kind of lane fees. Nowadays the detached properties is detached. But at the same time, the builders want to bring the detached properties, getting more permission from the city. Cities have a regulation what to build and what to not to build for the area, for the intersections. They want to build more townhouses complex. In that case, they can get more. They can accommodate more units and more. They can reduce the housing problem. They had to have intersection area. They want to build the smaller properties, smaller properties, and condos, maintenance townhouses, stacked townhouses, and those kind of things. Then if somebody can get down the bus and they can go based on the income range. People can easily live there. But at the same time, the builder want to sell it, semi-houses and the detached houses, sometimes they can't get the permission from the garbage pickup trucks and those kind of things. In that case, what they do, I did this very detailed seminars before. What is the difference between the maintenance townhouse, the lane fees houses and the detached houses? Lane fees houses, there is a maintenance fees is involved. That maintenance fees only snow shoveling and the garbage pickup, because that area, the regular city snow removal trucks and the garbage truck doesn't want to come because the roads are narrower roads. They don't want to take the violation on that side. Okay. In that case, the maintenance are doing it. And if you are buying something like that, okay, talk to the lawyers and talk to the clients. Are you ready? What is the disadvantage on that side? Even though it's a detached house, you cannot demolish and build other house in that area. There's an issues there. Other than that, I don't see any problem. You buy the house and live there and rent there and give it to your kids and go. This is no problem. But there's some demolishing point and other level is the one issues. Nowadays, everybody buying to live there and flip it and making 100,000s and moving to different areas. In this case, that doesn't affect. But you had to look at it. That's our topic today. You have to look at it for the lane fees houses versus detached houses. Your client's supposed to understand, and you have to talk to the lawyer before you waive the conditions. If you are going without condition, client's supposed to understand and agree what is there, and plus still you have to go to the lawyers and read and understand, or else you learn yourself before you recommend to the clients. Okay. And when you go to the semi-detached houses and the detached houses, the regular freehold, semi-detached and detached, What do you prefer, semi-detached or detached? Sometimes I prefer semi-detaches than the small detached houses. The reason the land is land value. If you look at the semi-detached houses nowadays, semi-detached houses coming up over 2,000 square foot and 2,500 square foot post building beside the office. Semi-detached alone, that's bigger than the houses. Okay, the advantage of it, some kind of people need a land. They want to do the garden in the front yard, backyard, and they have fruit trees and everything. But the other kind of people, I don't want land. I park the car and go inside. I asked one of my relative people. So one day bought the property. I said, I'm buying the fruit trees for you guys today, and within 5 years you can get the fruits. No, I don't want fruit trees. That's too much work. Too many birds comes, too many animals come, and I had to clean the garbage. There are people's different. Okay, in that case, but they're looking for, they don't need land, the backyards. They just want to park the car and sleep inside, and they wake up and go the next day. In that case, sometimes detached houses more expensive than the semi-detached houses, but the semi-detached houses you get the better space inside. When I was as a selling agent, since I stopped selling because of 600 people, you guys are standing there to sell, I cannot compete with you guys. I don't want to compete with you guys. Then in that case, when I stop selling it, if somebody asks me small detached house, I always sell the bigger townhouse or bigger semi-detached, because more space is involved. All right. When you are looking for the semi-detached house, but you have to look at it. Again, that's a topic we are talking today. But you have to look at it. The dividing wall, either townhouses or semi-detached houses. As a realtor, you have to ask the inspector, what is the dividing wall? The dividing wall is supposed to be masonry wall. Not everywhere you can see the masonry walls. Maybe the regular plywood. In that case, the noise reduction is not going to be there. The next door neighbor put the songs, you can you suffer. Plus the water supply. You got to look at the water supply with the semi houses. That's the inspector. What house the city putting the water supply lines? Separate lines for each houses, or just one line coming as a Y shape? If the one line come as a Y shape, what happened? The water flashing effect. We don't have this problem with the property built after 90s, because the world well developed and the separate lines coming from the main intersection. But still, no, different townships are different. As a realtor, you have a duty to do. The money we make is a big money. We have to do our job. We have to give our knowledge to other person. In that case, if you are selling the townhouses, semi-detached houses, you must verify. Even though you can't able to put the inspection condition, talk to the inspector who did the inspection in that area and ask them what are the effect is there for those kind of different construction, semi-houses, townhouses, and the, all right. When it comes to detached houses, what do you have to look at the detached houses? You can say detached houses is just one word, one house sitting in the land. But the buyer, what kind of buyer you are selling? What kind of buyer is buying? Is an economic buyer. Is he buying to rent the basement out and surviving his life? Or else just somebody want to buy as a regular house and make a nice the TV room in the basement and sitting there? Or somebody buy it and don't do the basement, just paying the money for the year. But what kind of person you are dealing with? You have to look at that one, and based on that one, you have to educate them. You have to verify. You have to look at it. Okay. The most cases I get, they buy the basement, not finished basement, and always want to do feel like they want to make a separate entrance. They want to make a separate entrance, and they want to rent it out as an apartment. Are you allowed to do that one at that area? How many meters or how many feet between the houses? Where are you going to cut the basement entrance, side yard or into the backyard? Are the city allowed? If you want to cut the basement, what are the permits you have to get? Whose job? As a realtor, you have to learn. That's your job. You cannot say, I don't know. It is the first deal I'm doing it. Our job to make money, our value based on our knowledge. Okay. In this case, what do you have to do? Go coffee with the home inspectors and talk to them different areas. What is the procedures to cut the side entrance? What is minor variance for the city? How much the minor variance cost to get the permission? If you apply the minor variance permit, can you do it after without the permit of the city? How many months it takes? These are the job we had to do. We cannot sitting one place and saying that when we don't have a clients today to sell. We had to bring our knowledge to the clients coming. Okay. All right. For example, detached house, you're selling it. You have to identify the buyer. Is an economical buyer or a luxury buyer? Who is coming to sit there? Who is going to live there? What is the motivation? Rental motivation or peace motivation? How many square foot they need? These are the one you need. What you have to look at it. Again, you have to ask the lawyers. There are buyers. They want to rent the apartment out. Non-rector status apartment. Don't get the blame. If the other listing agent putting as a based on apartment. The clients, I seen so many cases. Clients suing the realtor. Realtor not to disclose. We had to verify those things. All right, that's our job to do. Then from the detached house, to move to the little bit bigger lot, 1 acre lot, executive houses. Since the pandemic start, I saw changes. Even some people was living in the 3,000-4,000 square foot builder's house. That's mean builder's house come maximum 50 feet lot. I don't see 60 feet lot for the builders in the Toronto, Markham areas, some areas. Then still is 60. Then after pandemic start, the people who have the money and they have a lifestyle changes, and they said, I want to live in the place at least an acre lot, at least 1 acre lot. I don't want any privacy. I don't want to say hi to everybody, my neighbor every day. I want to wake up and do with my own home dress and do the gardening. I want privacy in my own yard. That's happened after the pandemic. Then what happened? Even though the executive houses, we call executive houses over 2,500 square foot. The builder advertised executive houses. Say 3,000 square foot and over. To double garage, 4 bedroom, 3 washroom, executive houses. They sell that one and moving to the 1 acre lot, land houses. If the houses go to that kind of area, what you have to look at again? That's what as a realtor side you had to learn. For example, builder's house, when the builder get the permission, what happening? City is the one giving the permission for them to build the properties. That means city give the permission, the sewer system is going to be there, municipal water is already there. If you are going for the 1 acre land, 1 acre lot, that's you building yourself. Most of them, some places builders build, even though builders build, that's not a builders construction. Your unique design they build. What are you going to expect those kind of houses, bigger houses in a bigger lot? Anybody want to guess for 30 seconds? What is the big difference going to be the builder's house and your own custom house? Yes,
cheap material, maybe.
Sorry?
The material.
Possible, Ram, but when you go to the builders is someone using the cheap material. When you go to your own, even the builders also, which area they build based on the material they use. For example, maybe when Major Mackenzie, Steel's Major Mackenzie, they want to build it, they are putting the expensive material rather than doing it in Brampton or Ajax. Material is issue, yes, the good thoughts, but at the same time, the major one I'm expecting, system, water supply and the sewer system, municipal system. How do you go each and every lot going to be 1 acre lot, 2 acre lot, 3 acres lot, 5 acres lot. You cannot expect the city going to put the free sewer system for you guys to flush the toilet and clean up, then send it to the lake. You had to have your own septic system and water. Some places you can get the municipal water, but most of the time, water going to be water well, and the septic going to be the luxury houses. Even I'm not saying all the areas, 1 acre lot is a small one, but if you go to the bigger property, you can expect. Then at least you have to check it out as a realtor. What is there? What is the heating system is going to be there? Gas, natural gas, the propane gas, oil heating system, or electric water heating system, radiator system. There are so many things there. Realtor. You have to learn what is the heating system is available. What are the source for the water sources? What are the how is the municipal survey or septic? Even the bigger houses, only 30 minutes driving from the city is going to be there. That's one as a realtor you had to learn, and you had to learn what are the. We're going to talk about that one. The end for the after the waterfront cottages. I can talk about septic and water well, but we don't need to go that far for the septic and water well. Even propane gas versus natural gas. What do you think in your mind? Propane gas, natural gas, how many percentage price difference? Anyone? Natural gas versus propane gas? At least 5 times. Natural gas is at least 5 times cheaper than the propane gas. Propane gas is a tank, bigger tank, not the barbecue tank gas. Like a barbecue tank is a huge big tank, at least 10 times bigger than barbecue tank. They have 3 tanks together. They will install, and the automatic meter is there. When the propane level comes down, the propane company come and pump it and go. I experienced myself. One of the rental property had a propane system. The time of the leasing agreement. Anyway, one of my agent, I gave to him to lease, and he included the heating system. I overlook. I paid $1,000 a month for the propane. Believe me or not, $1,000 a month for the propane under the lease period end. What I'm saying, the oil system is a good system. Everybody think oil is not good. Oil system is a very, very good system and very efficient system compared to the propane system. Anyway, this is my own opinion. Don't take it for granted. You may have lots of arguments, lots of experience. You may have it. What I am saying, learn. Moving from the builder's house to the custom houses. Custom houses not necessary for you build your own. Builder can build it for the bigger lots. That's also under the custom side. Check it out what is there and what is not there. And the height of the basement. How deep the basement is. Where is the drainage lines are going on. We will talk about that one, the end too. And we are moving from the residential houses, and we are going for the rural recreation houses. Builder's house, 1 acre, 2 acres lot, we are still calling as a detached house. We don't call as a rural recreation house. If we are moving into the bigger land is going to be rural recreation properties. When you are going for the rural recreation properties, again, it can be under 5 acres with the house, over 5 acres with the house. Over 5 acres with the house, some banks consider 10 acres in the house as just one group, and over 10 acres and the house as a second group. Some banks consider 5 acres and houses are one group, and over 5 acres are other group. In this case, if you are going to do those kind of, if you are going to buy those kind of property, the rural recreation property, yes, it's nice to buy. You can get the land. It can be a farmland, or tree lot, or wetland. Those are the ones, as a realtor, you have to look at it. It's an interesting one. If somebody come and tell you, I got a house with 10 acres land or 12 acres land. If you ask how many wetland is there, if they don't know how many wetland, don't know. As a realtor, you should know how many wetland. For example, I pick an example right now. You are your client saying, I need a house with 15 acres land. I saw it in the realtor.ca or just website, or somebody said, told me, can you buy this property? Then you had to know what you had to look at it. If you don't know, refer to somebody else. But you have to look at it first. How the area is a tree lot or flat land? That's number one. If it's a tree lot and the flat land, price difference, I can say 5 to 10 times different. Flat land versus tree lot. Tree lot are cheaper, much cheaper. Tree lots are much cheaper because you can't cut the trees. You understand? Flat land. Anything you can do flat land. You can put the playground, or else you can put the new trees or whatever you want to do it. Okay, that's the important part. If the bigger lot, as a realtor, what do you have to look at it? How many wetland is there? For example, if you are buying the 10-15 acres, there are so many wetlands going to be there. If it's a wetland is there, what is that? What is the meaning? You don't know what is how deep is a wet is. Sometimes that's kill a person. They can't even suck the big animals. That's a dangerous one for the wetland. And conservative authority doesn't let you do anything in that area because they want to maintain the underground water level. Underground water level they can maintain, not to touch the wetland. They have to leave the wetland as it is. And they can put the barriers saying that one you cannot go closer to the wetland, those areas. There are so many restrictions are there. In that case, when you are buying the 15 acres land, how much land with the trees, how many wetland is there? Major part, not the price based on the magic numbers, what is there and what is not there. Those are the ones very, very important. And those kind of houses, 99.9% is going to be a septic system. SETI system and the water. We can talk about the rain. Square foot of the house can be anything, because the allowance is going for 30% of the land allowance. In that case, building the house for 12,000 square foot is not a big deal for those areas. But at the same time, what is the clients looking for? How much material they spend? How many years old? And the basement part is important. How high the basement is? How high the basement is? If the wetland is close by the houses, the wetland can be a running river or else small lakes. Even your own pond in the house. That depends on the basement side. How much basement? How much deep in the basement? And the drainage lines. For example, if the house comes with the septic system, the septic system, the basement, the rooms there and basement washroom is there. But how the water can go? Has to pump out. That's supposed to be a sub pumps. Maybe Khanna is specialist on the sub pumps. I can ask him to talk to you guys if he's ready for the sub pump. Then when it's come to sub pumps. If you feel like the house coming with a septic system has to have a sub pump. The sub pump is going to be the underground. If the basement is finished, having the washroom and the washing machine and everything is there, you have to see how the water is pumping out. As a realtor, you have to learn those ones. That's what I'm saying today. Today whoever listening, I seen only 80 members today. Whoever listening, write it down the way I said: pre-construction, assignment, townhouses, maintenance, freehold townhouses, detached properties with the land based property and the freehold properties. Each and everyone write it down as each pages in your notebook. Put the notes. What you had to look at it as an agent. This is the only way you can develop yourself and you can make more money. If you sell the happy clients, can refer you 10 other good clients. If you sell one unit, the clients are not satisfied, you don't get the referrals. More referrals, more money. Okay. All right. I can move this one from the rural recreation property. The important part for the rural recreation property: 5 acres land and the house is considered regular residential. If it is more than 5 acres land comes, if it's the land is more, you may end up having appraisal report, 2 appraisal reports. Some banks ask 2 appraisal, 5 acres land and the house, 1 appraisal, and the empty land is another appraisal. The loan to value is going to be based on the first 5 acres and the house as a residential site, and the other one is as a commercial site. And the HST part, you can come out, you can work around HST. That's a good word. You can work around HST, talk to your accountants and how you can work around with the HST. All right. And when you are moving from the rural recreation properties to go to the pure farmland, when you go to the pure farmland with the house, that's not coming as a rural recreation. Okay, farmland is separately different. When you go to the farmland, I know sometimes the agents advise indirectly for the people to buy the farmland and you can 25 acres, 50 acres farmland and you can divide later on. That's impossible. I won't say impossible. That's not an easy process to dividing the farmland if you buy. Second thing, when you buy the farmland, it's only the vegetable farm or animals also there. If the animals is there, you cannot get the mortgage easily. No, I don't. Very hard to get the mortgages if the animals is there, because of the power of sale process and kick out the farmer, doesn't pay the money for the mortgages. Very hard if the animals live there. Especially the animals if the animals is pregnant, they cannot go to power of sale. If they have 50 animals, they're never going to go to power of sale, the mortgage company, because of the animal rights. If they kick out the farmer, who is going to feed the animals? There's an issue, because there are a lot of things are there, guys. Again, you learn that one under the farmland category. Mostly you had to have a capacity to go to Farmers Association license, Farmers Association FWA.
Excuse me, Selva. If you could just go back for me for a minute. You said if the home has more than 5 acres on it, it's considered industrial or farmland?
No, I didn't say that. I never use the word industrial. Industrial means that's a commercial side. Okay. If the rural recreation property, rural recreation property, if it is 5 years, depends on the banking side. They call as a rural recreation. The bank, some banks, Aline, looking at 5 acres and the house, that's a regular residential house. That means you can go 20% or 28% down payment and buy it. If the same as insure, that's a different story, not insure. It depends on the bank. But some banks, for example, you are buying for your client 8 acres lot. Some banks consider 10 acres and the house as a straight residential. Anything over 10 acres only coming under the rest of the land coming as a different category to calculate the loan to value. I'm not saying the category change for the zoning, loan to value for that particular land. For example, you're buying for $2 million worth of 1.5 million for 12 acres land. Then in that case, I can come and say 1.4 million for the first the 10 acres and the house and the other 2 acres only 100,000. Even I seen very less for the land value. What I'm trying to say, if we are buying mostly all the banks, 5 acres land and the house, they consider straight residential property.
Okay.
If it is anything more than 5 acres, some banks consider up to 10 acres on the house as a residential property, and the rest of the land also residential land. But at the same time, that's the loan to value for that one mostly is 50-50, right? Yeah, mostly 50-50%, 50-50 for the rest of the land. Or else some private banks say you pay the rest of the money you pay for cash. We can appraise only for the first part. No zoning doesn't change, Ali.
Okay. And also you were saying that if there was animals on the property,
the property, you have to have a special permission. They are giving the permission for the animal, maybe 1 cow, 1 or 2 goat, or else 4 chicken, I believe, these days. Every townships are different. Don't take it for granted and don't tell me Selva wrong. Different townships are different. Even nowadays, I hear Toronto, they are allowing 4 chickens you can grow in your house if you have a house under certain days. Check it out, the particular city. That's not considered as a farm. Farm means farm. Farm means each and every acre, how many pig you have it, how many cow you have it. I went to last year or 2 years ago, I went to the Manitoulin Island and I was able to talk to one of the farmer. I was able to talk to one of the farmer, and he was telling me different animals, how many acres he can have in 1 acre. 1 acre, how many animals he can have it in the Manitoulin area is different than our Durham region. I was calculating that one 2 years ago. Again, check with that particular municipality, different townships are different. And if you're keeping 1 or 2 animals, that can come under the pet category. Even though 1 cow or 1 goat, you are keeping it, that's coming under the pet. It's not under the farm category.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
All right. Then we are moving that one. If somebody looking for the land, guys, please look at it. 3 lot of flat land. Number 1, how many wetland is there? Number 2, how many acres? What is the septic system? Septic system, we're going to tell you what is the different system. How is the water well? Or how is the water well? Even we play the video, Mark said one word. Water is drinkable? Yes. Do we have enough water? The second question. If you are, for example, take Durham as an example, Totten Road as an example, the area is developing. When the area is developing, what does it mean? They are building the buildings. When they build the buildings, underground water levels are, there's no change for the underground water level. At least 200 feet. Up to 200 feet, there's a condo builder. The junction of one place, they build a condo. What happened? They are going under 200 meters at least. They are building the foundation. That's been all the underground water system cut off. If you have a house beside that one, you have a well water. What will happen? Your well water dry out for the summer because you can't get the fresh water anymore. So those are the ones we had to look at it for the duct wells and even drill well. How many feet is there? Which area? What is the construction going for that area? In order to keep up those kind of things, those are important ones. Again, as I mentioned, if you are buying anything you buy with the septic system, immediately check the sub pumps, because if the basement everything pump out manually to the septic tanks. And moving to the cottage system, when you move to the cottages can be regular cottages or waterfront cottages, not necessarily everything under everything facing the water. You may have access to the water, you may not gain access to the water. Then I'm going for the regular cottages first. When you go to the regular cottages, what you have to look at it. If you want, you can make a note or write it down. We are going to the cottage. Even Mark Weiss in the video, you can even repeat again six things you have to watch for the cottage. And he said first point is inspection. Without inspection, there is no cottage system is there because of the older properties. But anyway, as a realtor, the lawyers talk different than the realtors. The realtors, we are buying the inspection maybe cost only $5,000 to $10,000. The competition world, you can buy it and repair it, but you should know what you're buying it. That's the important part. Clients should know what they're buying it. First, I can say the insurance cost. Insurance cost for the cottages is very high. Insurance is very high. And what is going to be the insurance? Is an important part for what's going to cover the insurance. Again, you buy the cottage near to the lake, waterfront cottage or near to the lake. What you can expect? What the insurance company expect from you? Water can easily come to your house. That means water damages. Then what is the insurance cost is going to be? $1,000 a month. Some places, the $1,000 a month is. I seen it myself. $1,000 a month for the insurance cost alone, because near to the water leakage they can face the water leakages in the basement of house easily, because the lake is there, river is there, wet land is there already. When the drain comes, there is no municipal sewage system in that area. Downtown Toronto, G7 country, downtown Toronto facing the municipal sewage system in Tobago, they don't run the buses sometimes. Can you believe for the cottage area? There are no water system, natural water system. Okay. Then insurance cost. You have to look at the insurance cost and what coverage is going to be there for the insurance cost for the cottages and the rural houses. Access to the cottage. That's other part. Access to the cottage is a municipal access or private access. There are some cottages, they have private access only. Private access sometimes better. You pay the money and the management company will clean the snow better than a place. But I experienced knowledge, they are very clean. The cottage area, even Midland area or Muskok area or different area, even Niagara on the Lake area, they clean the snow much better and make it cleaner than other areas. But at the same time, if we are advising the clients, tell the clients to check with the neighbors. Even Mark said today, check with the neighbors. That's the best way to do it. Go to the both neighbors and the front, both side and the front, go and talk to them about the snow removal, water supply, water dry out, and all the information. In that case, you get better information. Write it down. First, insurance cost. Insurance cost is very high compared to the regular houses based on the location of the house. Access to the cottages, the winterizing side. Some cottages you can use it only for the summer, and winter you can winterize it and leave it. If you have a swimming pool, if you have a duck well, especially duck well, how do you going to keep the duck well? You know, see the duck wells. We will show the pictures if it is available. Can I have some pictures? The duck well is going to be like winter freezing. Winter time doesn't affect. That's the way they shape the well they build. To keep the water flow and how deep they can go. Those are the information is there for the duck well side. This is a picture they are seeing now?
Yeah.
This is a septic well.
This is a well. This is a well.
It's a well, yes. You can see this one. This is kind of tube well, but at the same time it's going there under how many feet going there. Today morning, before I give you they can listen to my voice. Even today morning, before I always prepare, not preparing, and updating the knowledges. Even I seen it how deep my own interest. I seen how deep the tube well can go. They said over 1,000 feet. Even some areas they can dig over 1,000 feet. The next question they asked. If we have the tube well dig over 1,000 feet, is it going to affect the environment? They said no. You We can make the environment better with those ones. Okay, I'm going to move into those one. And the winterizing part, whether you can get the water for the winter, summer, all season. How do you get the water for the whole season? That's based on the ground, how many feet the duct well or the tube well or the drill well is there. Based on that one. And the winterizing side, the plumbing, electricity, insulations and everything, windows. If we have a cottage, only one season cottage, for example, or 2 season cottages. Not all the cottages are available for the 4 season. Mostly winter time, majority of the cottages time, or else people permanently live there. That's a different story. In that case, how are you going to winterizing the system? Then you have to learn that one. You ask them to understand general maintenance. If you are not there, who is going to maintain the property, and what is surrounding maintenance for the cottage properties. The water quality, guys, just you have to check the water quality. And every area there is a free government places are there. And they will give you the bottles. You have to collect the bottles and you have to return the bottles back within certain hours. Then only they can give the results. Otherwise, they will say the results not going to help. You have to use their own bottle. You cannot take the regular water bottle and go there and fill it up. They don't take it. You have to pick up the free bottle from the government places and fill it up the water and go back to them, and they can the free of charges. There are some townships they may charge money. You can check it out before selling the cottages. What are the local amenities are there? Where is the shopping centers? Where is the hospital? Where is the police station? The people who are living there, all the peoples. There's no hospitals close by or no ambulance center close by. They should understand where they live and how to handle the emergencies. Hospital shoppings are very, very important when you sell the cottages. We are not only looking at the cottages when you are the client's home birth, but you have to give a list of them to check it out. Landscaping and environment is an issue for the bigger land. If you buy the cottages with the acres and acres land, bigger land, most of the cottages are come with the smaller lots. The landscaping and maintenance, you should and environmental side. Environmental side mostly issue with the waterfront. Waterfront, actually, those are the water back properties, backing the water. If it's backing the water, okay, you are buying the property. I want you to guys participate. We are buying the property with the waterfront. Waterfront means the road access. You go inside. The back of the property is a water. But you have to look at it. I want the participation, but you have to look at it for the property is facing the water. But you have to look at it.
Easement.
Which easement, Delano?
When you're facing the shore, the neighbors can walk through your property because it's facing.
You don't use the word easement. That's a right thing. That's a major one. That's a shore road allowance. Shore road allowance is even today video also. Thanks, Delano. Mark mentioned too. Shore road allowance. 66 feet from the water. That's been the line. If the water comes 2 feet up, the lines come further. That one is owned by who? The municipalities. Used to be the British system. All British system. The shore road allowance is the one. The transportation, regular transportation by the horses. Then they don't give it. They don't sell that one. City was holding it. After the municipalities developed the municipal roads and everything, nobody using it, and they're starting to sell. That depends. You have to look at the deed. You have to look at the deed and see whether you are keeping it. And last class, when I was talking, one agent asked me, he saw the property right on the water. Yes, that's true. Before 81, most of the law changed from late 70s to mid 80s. Before 81, anything they build, they don't demolish. They can leave it as it is. And nowadays, if you don't own it, if you want to build it, you have to get the permission. There are exceptions always there. That's you have to check with the city and the lawyers. One more thing you have to look at it when you are buying the water from cottages. You have to see what direction wind is coming. We have some areas only the garbages all the time. You don't get the clear water. You don't get the clear water, and only the wind push all the garbages and the dirts out to that particular area. That's one of the part. Even Midland area, and people pay the money for some cottages because they never get dirts. That's special for that particular street is very special because of the clear water. And plus, how deep is the water? Whether you can bring the boat in or you cannot bring the boat. Even how many feet the city allowed to put the dock. There are little things are there, guys. That's again. We are an agent, we have to sell everything, but we have to know at least whatever that we are selling it and getting the knowledge. And next one is landscaping. Next is landscaping, the septic system. Septic system I'm going to go through right now. We have only 10 minutes time. We'll go through faster. And septic system and rental. When you buy house, the rental is going to be before we go to the pictures for the septic and the water well and the subsystem. I may take 10 minutes longer today for the training. If somebody want to leave, that's fine. Okay, for example, one of the salesperson in our group, he sent me this note 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. What do you have? Because there is some website they put about the real estate notes. And he sent out this one, says as a good notes, keeping it for all the agents in our WhatsApp group. And I save it again yesterday. I just go through some information, guys. If you want, I can send this note to you guys. Okay. On the well, it's most likely either be on the okay, for example, we're going to talk about the septic system. Septic system means the municipalities having a sewer system, and the municipal sewer and the drainage sewer. Two systems. Whatever the wastages come from the house inside, washrooms and the kitchen and everything go through the separate municipal system. That's one side. The drainage line, whatever the waters come out, that's going as a separate system. That's less filtering system. This is the municipal system. And some exception are the commercial plazas if they come with the garages or car body shops. They have a special system. They have a special filtration. They have to take out the water in that area and send it to the rest of the water to the municipal sewer. These are the one municipality. In the regular cottages, what we have, whatever the water is going out has to go to the septic system. When it's go to septic system, can you put one, there's a few pictures for the septic system. Septic system, guys, basically saying, they can hear my voice, the picture. The septic system, what does that means is, whatever the wastage come from the house, either the washrooms or the kitchen, or even when you take shower, for the everything when they come from there, there's a 2-tank system. There are so many different septic systems available. That's coming out of the conventional system, chamber system, drip distribution system, aerobic treatment system, mount system, recalculating sand filter system, evaporation system, construction, wetland system, community system. There are so many different kinds are there, but the principle is, but one basic principle, the two tanks, what happened, whatever the water going there, you can see the picture. There are 2 tanks is there. One tank, the mouse is kind of pointing out, the one tank, it can be same size or sometimes the bigger and smaller. It depends on the age of the tank, septic system, and the kind of the system they make it. All the dirt's going there in one tank. And after 3 feet or 2 feet high, the clear water going to the next tank. From the next tank, there is a filter is there. That filter need to be changed when we pump out the system. The filter, in case any thick dirt or anything go to the next system, that filter it out, and the regular water go into the leach field. When they go to the leach field, the ways work. This one of the kind only you are seeing it. This is going to be like a Y-shaped one. Y-shape. You can imagine Y-shape. That's been coming from one tank, one tube, and going as a Y shape. The Y-shape can be the bigger field. That how far the field is going to be. You can see the house. Beside the house, the grass area. The grass area, you can see that area can be the I can say simply that the bed system, septic bed system. That bed system, again, imagine in your mind, it's like a Y shape. The Y shape, not only two lines Y, the lines are going there, inside the lines are going there. That can be it can be the clay. Mostly I hear it's a clay system, and that pipes are going to be different way. They had to put the special soil underneath. Special soil underneath doesn't freeze. On top of that one, the particular pipeline is going to be holes on it. Holes. When the water go there, water going to stay there in the bed. When the water going to stay there in the bed, the water going slowly to the underground. On top of that one, they are antifreeze. They put some anti-freezing stuff. That's been winter time also. The water going to be there inside the bed system, not going to freeze. It's slowly going in the ground level. The gravel is there, mostly gravel there. Gravel sand. The gravel sand filtering the water. This one, how many area of the bed is based on the square foot of the house? How many washrooms are there? How many bedrooms are there? How many people is going to be there? Based on that one, that septic system design. Septic system works even 40-50 years, works peacefully. There's no problem for the aging, that you can check it out. Even there are, when you do the inspection, it's going to be two different separate inspectors. The home inspectors are different. They look at the houses. The septic inspectors are different. Even some cases, the septic inspectors bring the radiated water, and they put it in the washroom and flash it, and see, they can see where is the lines are going, and they try to find one line very far edge of the septic system and take the water and test it out the quality of the water. And one of the engineer was telling me the new in these days, for example, when you drive to 401, for example, you are going to the what do you call the sports. When you are driving, there's the gas stations there. The gas stations and the gas. When you drive the 401, you can see the gas stations. En route. On route. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much. When you go to on route, you can see how big is those ones. Those are one. They have enough land. Those are coming under the septic system. I was thinking one of the time is a holding tank. The difference between the holding tank and the septic system means, for example, holding tank, what happened only that you are seeing the picture as a septic tank. The tank, if the capacity is not enough to filter it out, they come and pump it out and go. I seen one of the senior home. I saw the senior home in Harmony and Taunton area is in Oshawa. The senior home, there is no municipal system. The holding tank. Then every 3 to 4 days, the septic company coming and pumping out the holding tank. That's a different system. I thought that the holding tank is going to be there, but I heard from the engineer the new on-road system, everything, the huge septic system. If for example, if you want to buy but you have to understand here, if you are buying the lot and building the house, how much field you can do in the septic system? That area you cannot put the bigger trees. You can't drive anything, vehicles. That will break the septic system. In that case, that's going to be a grass. Then only the water easily suck. Grass sucks the water more than the big trees. You guys know that one maybe. The grass sucks water is much higher ratio than the bigger trees. Anyway, these are the system, guys. The inspectors are different. You have to go there and look at it for the inspection site. You can do it. There are some areas, more than one septic system can be in the house, based on the original house when they build, and the extension when they put, and based on those ones. verify those ones, learn and understand at least our 80 members who are in the system thoroughly for those ones. And next to move to the water well. When you move to the water well, you can put some pictures. The water well can come up to three different kind of water wells can come. The old system called duck well. Duck well is the one. Yeah, Asians, we know that Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, those countries, the well, whatever the well we saw, whatever well we seen under our countries, those kind of system is a that's called here the boat wells. That will be dig the bigger ground and do those ones. And regular well here we can see like maybe the kids movies you may see it. Kids movies you may see it under the duck wells. Duck wells like a shape like duck, right? And some kids movies you may see it, they go inside and come out the duck wells. And this is the regular wells. And the next one is called drill well. The drill well is the one most common and less expensive one. The advantage of the drill well, now they have a good meters and see where is the underground water is there. Based on the underground water, they can go up to that point. And the drill well can be different sizes. As I said today, I was checking for fun how deep we can go to the drill well. They said the highest one in US 1,260 feet deeper. Wow. That far deep. And again, as a realtor, you have to check it out, the water, quality of the water, and all season drill well. You guys know the basic common sense. After 4 feet, doesn't freeze, right? You guys know that, but if not, double check today. Any temperatures in the top ground after 4 meters, doesn't freeze. That's the reason so many animals are still living underground, and the regular seawater is different. Seawater is only, you guys know ice fishing and everything, that's only 1 meter. 1 meter goes, but the regular ground after 4 feet is the regular temperature, and you can see some different thermosystem now. Different thermosystem they use without using the gas or oil or anything. They're getting the underground heat and pumping out for the new condos. They build green condos and everything. Their heating system, their maintenance fees is lower because they are using the underground heating system. There are a lot of things are there, guys. This is the way. Then I'm going to go to the main points for what you have to look at for the not too long. I know the time is 11 o'clock. Our time is 11 o'clock, just 5 minutes. I'll go through faster. What you have to look at it. Okay, again here, under the septic system, we have to understand the difference between the holding tank and the septic system, and the size of the house, size of the house based on the field of the bed of the system. And any renovation done after it's installed, we had to ask the client for they have a permit from the township or the municipalities or wherever they get the permit for this. And any townships, some townships they have a septic inspection. They want to come and check it out. They don't want the owner spoil the environment. If anything goes leak, for example, the water go not through the septic system and leakage come, that's been urea water from the washrooms, go to the regular ground, what will happen? Environmental issues may arise. In that case, there are some areas the inspectors go every 5 to 10 years and check the septic system. That's what the note saying. That's something new to me. They go and do the inspection system. And yes, you have to understand the septic, how many people can, how many bedrooms and how many people can live the house based on the septic system can handle it. Overflow the water, and you have to call them and clean it out. Nowadays, new system coming at the beeper, and they can even beep for you guys. And the next one, water well, type of water well, drill well, duct well, or blasted boat well or blasted well. That's been most blasted wells and boat wells like a Sri Lankan, Indian, Bangladesh, Pakistan, those kind of bigger wells. And pressure system, yes, that's an important one. Pressure system. There's a pressure tank in the water well. pressure tank in the water wells, then the pressure goes down, the pump automatically pump out and they push it out. There's no separate tank. The pressure is the one pushing out the water. Then if you feel like the washroom or the kitchen, the water is not enough pressure, that's mean we have to change the pressure tank. The pressure is pushing out the water. That's a way they are, even the regular municipalities, one of the times you can see the big water tank on top street. Nowadays you don't see the new tanks. Everywhere is the pressure maintaining the pressure. Okay. And pressure tank. And what is the recovery rate? Recovery rate only comes, guys, if you pump out completely. And you can see under drill well, mostly there is no recovery rate because they directly go to the underground water lines. And the duct well or blast well, you can see the recovery the time to come back. All right. What treatment system do you have? Any water come from the underground system? You have to have the treatment system. Treatment system, as for my knowledge, there are three different treatment. They are doing it before the water come out to the ground level. Keeping the skin and bacteria and everything there, and the drinking water has to go through some ultraviolet filters and check it out, those one, and who is the company. And you can see the water system also sometimes they have their own, or else it's linked to lease payment, like a hot water tank. They can have a lease on it. Those are the ones you got to check it out. But this is when the septic fail and replace it today, okay, what will happen? There's another notice here. In case the septic system fail, what we have to do, we don't need to worry too much about that one. Just to call them and replace, pump it out. That can stand another 6 months easily. In that case, we don't need to panic before we sell. Even though septic system is an older system, doesn't matter. Only thing, you had to pump it out too often rather than filtering system. The filtering system. How large is the land? Okay, for example, if the septic system is there, we had to identify the land and not to put any trees over there. Just leave it as a grass system. And again, if you are dealing with the properties, other things you have to check it out for the contamination of the water company contamination, how the water contaminated, and that's what I said, the water filtering system. Plus, even though some areas you cannot do it. 2 months ago, we went to one of the cottage from our office group that the water smells really bad. I would say, not even washing the face. That kind of bad area 2 months ago. That means we went somewhere in October. There are areas. There's a Mark close to Markham Beach. We had to don't underestimate anything. We had to check it out. Okay, as a realtor, check it out. I get a call from one of the clients. They bought 3 houses, 3 cottages from one of the realtor from different office. No inspection, nothing. They was thinking the septic system, and after they understand it's a holding tank. When this comes to the holding tank, mortgage rejected. The bank said holding tank properties, they don't want to give the mortgage. Finally, they got it from the cylinder for the mortgage. Guys, knowledge. Bring your knowledge up. The last part, internet service. Understand there's an internet service. It's internet service, and where the tower is located, and which company is providing the better service. Rogers or Bell or any other companies. Even they are different too. There are some areas. Bell is better than Rogers, or Rogers better than Bell. But that particular area I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the bigger companies and using the bigger companies' names. That's your job as a realtor. That's all today. Sorry, I took it a little bit longer. Is there any questions, please? Sorry, I didn't go to the chat box today to read the questions.
Yes, Selva.
Yeah.
Selva, before you go, one of the things that I wasn't mentioned, which was important that I've seen for cottages, is where are the dumps, the garbage pickups? Is there any available in the area?
Sorry, I had this in my note, guys. Sorry. Okay. The garbage. Thank you for the reminder. I really appreciate these kind of informations. The garbage, yes. The garbage, some areas, the municipality doesn't come and pick up the garbage. What do you have to do? This is my note. I'm really reading my note, okay? Is there any garbage or recycling pickup, or you need to get the tag of your house address and drop it out of the transfer stations? Thank you so much. You remind me. The time issues, I bypass those one. Yes, garbage, one of the part for the cottage properties. They don't come and pick it up. You have to put the tag, and you have to deliver yourself. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, that's it today. We will send the information. Me and Kanan will arrange the information. I can try to do one before the party or after the party, before the Christmas, if I can, the business plan meeting. Again, the reminders, 19th our party, Monday office meeting. If you want to have, if you have any question about the, if you have any question about the award celebration, get to know what is going to be the award. Monday, I'm having the office meeting at 6:30, the office training center, and the Saturday at 11:30, Santa coming to our training center. Whoever have small kids, you can see at your office place, giving the free picture for the Santa. If we go and get the Santa pictures in the mall, at least $50-60 or more now, you can bring the kids in here and get the Santa. I'm not wrapping up the gift. It's just too short period of time. I'm arranging the Santa. If you can bring your own gift and give them, I can buy some candies and few other things here. 11:30 Saturdays and Sunday again. The award night big event. Our budget is very big this time. Only for agents, not for the families, guys. Please, if you want to bring the family for any special permission from us. Thank you so much. Sorry for a little bit past 10 minutes past today. Thank you.
Okay.